Some say the Winchester house is haunted. Is it? Is it perhaps a breeding ground for vampires and other nocturnal beasties? Maybe it's just a weird house. Stick around and you might just find out the answers to these questions on this episode of Unsolved Mysteries. Solved!
Maybe it's just a weird house. Who knows? More at 11.
Last time on Unsolved Mysteries Solved. Welcome back to the podcast, Mystery Solvers. If this is your first time listening to us, I highly recommend you stop, go back to episode 1, start from the beginning. If you don't want to do that, fine. I can't make you. Regardless, it's another glorious, mysterious Saturday, which means it's mystery solving time.
For some reason, the words, it's mystery solving time, pinged. Oh, you know a song like this? And I'm like, do I? And as soon as I started reaching for it, my brain showed me an image of like Scooby-Doo. And I'm just like, that's not the song.
All right.
So.
Okay, then.
Rip, sorry. Continue.
You're fine. I am your ever humble host and PhD in solving unsolved mysteries, Dr. Chad Kimmons. Cue the applause. Yay! Yeah! They can't get enough of him. Oh my god, he's touching his penis. Why is he doing that? They're still cheering. They want him to keep going.
I mean, if you're into that.
I don't know where that came from.
I mean, Pornhub is a optional multiplayer game, according to some people on our server.
What?
Have you checked the gaming server?
Oh, no. With me, as always, is my lovely co-host, fellow PhD, and New York State bacon-eating champion, Dr. Cassandra Cherry. Cass, how are you now?
Well, I'm just very full right here. Well, no, that's not New York. How do I find a New York accent? Damn it.
Also, there's nothing that says that you just came from the bacon-eating championship.
You know what? I just ate 40 pounds of bacon and I'm stuffed.
The police department is going to have to go on a recruitment spree after this.
5 o'clock on a Tuesday seems like a weird... Saturday. It's definitely Saturday. Seems like a weird time to have a bacon-eating championship. By the time this airs, Cass will be 27, because her birthday was last Wednesday.
Yay! I'm another year older. I'm staring into the pit of adulthood and having to have responsibilities and growing older. And eventually I will be aged and die.
I wasn't expecting this episode to get so existential.
Sorry, I've been thinking a lot about aging and death.
All right.
It's just on my mind.
Well, I guess now that we've bullshit
about 5 minutes of episode.
Now that we've bullshat for a wee while. Basically, now that we've about for a sufficient amount of time.
Yeah, as we always do whenever we open our mouths here.
I guess let's dive right on into today's mystery, shall we?
The Winchesters. All I know about Winchesters is Supernatural Brothers and guns. Which I'm surprised they never, had the Winchesters shoot Winchesters. You think that'd be quite the oversight.
I don't think this is either one of those. So you don't know anything about the Winchester Mystery House?
Not at all. Is it like an escape room?
No.
No?
But I have a feeling, I feel like everybody has heard about it at least a little bit. You probably just don't know it by that name.
Okay.
You probably don't know what it's called. I'm sure once we get into it, something will ping and anyway.
Yeah, my brain is like that, you know.
The Winchester Mystery House is a mansion in San Jose, California.
Mm-hmm.
It was once the personal residence of one Sarah Winchester, perhaps of Winchester fame.
Okay.
I mean, this is in the early 1900s, so maybe.
Maybe.
I didn't do too much research into that particular... You know what? If I had just kept reading...
then it would just tell you. So...
The widow of firearm magnate William Wirt Winchester.
So she is part of the fame. Okay. Interessante.
This is the Winchesters.
This is payback from future ghosts for all the being ghosting.
The house is located at 525 South Winchester Boulevard, probably named after Mrs. Winchester herself.
Yeah.
In San Jose, and this Queen Anne-style Victorian mansion is renowned for its size.
It's a big mofo.
It's huge. It was massive for the time.
Okay. Before people were, insanely eat the rich wealthy.
Well, yeah.
Well...
I mean, she was very wealthy, but She wasn't billionaire wealthy. Anyway,
Okay.
it's also renowned for its lack of any master building plan. Like, there is no... They have never been able to find a copy of the master building plan because she didn't make one.
That's weird. She's just like, okay, architect, have at it. Go hog wild. We're not even planning this thing. We're just gonna, we're just gonna treat this like The Sims. We're just gonna go pump, 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 pump. There, you have 4 walls and a roof.
I'm glad you mentioned architects because
Yeah?
she didn't use one. Like, this is part of the mystery. The house is so weird.
Just no architects. We're going just full Sims. We're just full bullshitting this house.
Like, as you'll see later, basically she would just like be like, okay, I want a room there, build it, kind of thing.
Yeah. Oh God. I'm just imagining this, and that's gotta be terrible. What the hell?
I'll post pictures on the Discord.
Oh, please do. I need to see.
This house is also designated as a California historical landmark. It is listed on the National Register of Historic Places, and it is privately owned, and it also serves as a tourist attraction. Like, you can go take a tour of this house.
Yeah, this seems like it would be a tourist trap kind of place.
It's... Oh, God. Cass, you don't even know.
I don't know. Why don't you tell me about it?
I'm trying. After her husband's death from tuberculosis in 1881, Sarah Winchester inherited more than $20.5 million, which today would be roughly $550 million.
Okay, yeah, so just double it.
That's what I mean. Like, she was very wealthy, but she's not like Bezos wealthy. She's not even Bill Gates wealthy.
Oh,
she's not even Elon Musk wealthy.
I just found like a sky view of like the house, and like it looks like a normal mansion from the front, and then you get to the sky view, and it's like, what the f did you just cram an entire like subdivision of a downtown into one building with no regard for streets? Just stuffed them all together?
Well, I mean, keep in mind when this was built, like, this was pretty undeveloped land, so...
Yeah. It's just
so there wouldn't have been extra streets.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, it looks like you had a bunch of fully separate-ass buildings just crammed together, and then just, like,
I see what you're saying. Mrs. Winchester was overcome with grief in the wake of her husband's death, and folklore states that she sought out a spiritualist who could commune with the dead.
Okay.
She was presumably looking for solace or closure, but instead, she was given a dun-dun-dun chilling warning.
Oh, no. What was the warning, Chad?
I'm about to tell you.
Oh, you've built up all this.
Through the, oh my God, what is this weird-ass energy you've got today?
I don't know.
It's not bad, it's weird.
Yeah.
Well, through this medium, William supposedly told his widow that their tragedies, like, they had only one child.
Okay.
Who died at 6 weeks old.
Oh, that's so sad. Oh, no.
Right. Like, so stuff like that.
Yeah.
Apparently, all of this was a result of the blood money the family had made off of the Winchester rifles.
That makes sense.
And he warned that vengeful ghosts would seek her out. And in order to protect herself...
My blind guess was right. Okay, continue.
In order to protect herself, William said that Sarah must, quote, build a home for herself and for the spirits who have fallen from this terrible weapon.
Really?
Yes. She was advised to leave their home in New Haven, Connecticut behind and move west, where she was to build this grand home for the spirits.
Move west, old lady. Move west.
There was one catch.
Okay.
Construction on the house could never stop.
What?
Which is why it's all higgledy-piggledy.
What the f***?
Because apparently William said, quote, if you continue building, you will live. Stop and you will die.
What the f***? This is a messed up, like, seance thing to give a grieving widow.
Oh, yeah. It's already f***ing weird.
Yeah.
We haven't even gotten into, like, the really weird shit about the house yet.
Dang. All right. Well, lay it on me. What? No wonder it looks like a full-ass subdivision. Jeez.
So, in 1884, she purchased an unfinished farmhouse in the Santa Clara Valley and she started building the mansion. Carpenters were hired and worked on the house day and night until it became a 7-story mansion.
Wow.
As we mentioned, she didn't use an architect, and she added onto the building in just like kind of a haphazard fashion.
Yeah.
So basically, Sarah might be the only person who ever really knew all of the secrets of the house.
Mm-hmm. And they would have died with her because this is a big-ass house.
Right, because it wasn't the same construction crew the whole time.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, this crew might know certain secrets, and this crew might know certain secrets, but none of them knew all of them, so only Sarah really knew.
Yeah. That is...
And I mean, they do think that there are parts of the house that they still haven't discovered.
Holy shit.
Perhaps.
Like basement parts? Or parts hidden in between other parts?
Yeah, like stuff that's hidden.
Yeah.
Secret rooms and whatnot.
Pull on this book, and then the bookcase, like, swings away from the wall to reveal a master control room. It's where the mastermind was hidden this entire time.
Pull on this book, and you are holding a book. But if you pull on that one, you're holding a different book. And if you swing the bookcase out from the wall, there's a wall behind it. Wait, I think this is just a normal bookcase. Okay, never mind.
Yep, wrong bookcase. Nope, you needed the one on the 3rd floor, not the 5th.
There is no definitive answer as to how many rooms are in the house. Though the number that is most quoted today is 160.
Wow. That's so many rooms.
Like, the people who currently own it, when they acquired it, they went through the house and started counting.
Yeah.
But because of how weird this house is, it's basically a labyrinth.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, they couldn't get an accurate count.
They'd get lost. I don't blame them.
They say they think there's 160 rooms. There might be more. Again, there might be secrets that they haven't discovered yet. So.
Yeah. Like, honestly, I'm surprised there aren't more. Like, looking at it from above, that's so many. It's so big.
Just took a drink of my Yogi brand Breathe Deep tea.
Oh, lovely. I've got my Yogi brand stress relief tea, kava flavor.
Got my Yogi brand boring plain old water.
Well, I have my boring plain old water as well. It's just off to the side because it's not as flavorful.
That's very 40s or 50s of you. And I do have some water off to the side, dear, but it's just not as flavorful.
It's not the cocaine water.
Anyway, before the big earthquake in 1906, as I mentioned, there were 7 stories, but then it became 4 after that, after the big earthquake.
Oh, it lost some stories.
Yes. They think carpenters might have been brought in initially to repair some of the damage, but they never went past 4 floors after that. So
Weird. Okay.
now, let's talk about the oddities.
Oh, please do tell me about the oddities. I would dearly love to know.
Well, for starters, like I said, the house is built like a labyrinth, and it has just an outrageous number of features.
Yeah.
The home has 950 doors,
Oh my god.
10,000 windows,
The cleaning,
40 stairways,
the falling.
52 skylights, 47 fireplaces,
The burning.
6 kitchens,
The cooking.
3 elevators.
Elevators.
It had things that were groundbreaking at the time, like wool insulation, carbide gas lights, electricity, and an indoor shower that had its own sewage drainage system.
An indoor shower with a sewage drain? Oh my! The things we've come to as a society.
In the early 1900s, that would have been like...
It would have been like top of the line, like the coolest plumbing engineering you've ever seen.
Because keep in mind, this isn't like... This sewage system isn't... It's got its own sewage system, so it's not connected to the city. It's got its own shit going on.
It's got a cistern underneath it.
So when movers were called in after her death to move everything out, one of the movers told American Weekly that the Winchester house was a place where, quote, downstairs leads neither to the cellar nor upstairs to the roof.
Okay. That's, weird.
And he was being, like, that's literal.
Huh.
And I'll show, we'll get to that in a minute.
Okay.
Now, Sarah had an obsession with the number 13 for some reason.
It's an unlucky number.
Yeah, they don't know if it was... Because she took this to her grave. She never told anybody why she was so obsessed with the number 13. But some people think it has something to do with the spirits.
Okay.
The supposed spirits. But the Winchester house has a bunch of 13 paned windows and 13 paneled ceilings, as well as a 13-step stairway. Even her will had 13 parts to it.
Huh.
And she signed it 13 times.
No, that's weird.
But the pièce de résistance
Oh.
might just be the house's 13th bathroom, which contains 13 windows of its own.
I guess. It's a weird thing. Like, maybe that was specifically a ghost bathroom. Maybe it's like, if I put the 13s in here, it will keep the ghosts over here instead of over there.
She watched the movie 13 Ghosts with Matthew Lillard, and she was just like, ah, yes, ghosts, 13. Boom.
Ha! It's just like the gif of the guy blowing his mind.
I'm sorry, what'd you call it?
The gif.
No, what was the... Yeah, it's a GIF.
GIF. It's a GIF.
It's a GIF.
It's a GIF.
I don't give a what the creator called it. It's a GIF. Do you pray to Jod? Go to your gob every day?
English is fake, and life doesn't matter sometimes. It's GIF.
But because it's an acronym, the way acronyms are sounded out, the first word is graphic, so we would use that, the hard G, for the word GIF.
Yeah, but GIF sounds better.
All right, listeners, I'm looking for a new co-host. Cass and I have irreconcilable differences.
Yeah, neither of us are going to budge on this one.
We're going to move on.
Okay.
One of the oddest details about the house is there's a second floor door, which you might have seen in the pictures, that just opens to the outside.
Okay.
There are no steps that lead up to this door from the outside. It just opens into air. It's located on the side of the house, and it is fully detailed, and it looks like any other door. It's very ornate.
Mm-hmm.
So other oddities include staircases that dead end at the ceiling.
It's like there's supposed to be a hidden trap door. It's just never got put in.
Well, they apparently did have, perhaps, a purpose, because at one time it did lead upstairs, but apparently Sarah decided, hey, let's put a hallway over the top of that staircase.
Go figure. Thanks, Sarah. And also, let's remove the top 2 stories. Thanks, Sarah.
Well, that was because of the...
earthquake, but still.
There's another 3rd floor staircase that dead ends to nowhere simply because Sarah just decided not to rebuild the 4th floor that was destroyed in the 1906 earthquake.
Yeah.
There's another staircase that leads down 1 level, only to promptly turn into another staircase that leads right back up again on the other side.
What? How does that work?
Like, you go down a set of stairs, and then you go right back up.
And it has no let-off? No way to, like, step off into the floor that it was going down to?
Well, I think there's a landing, but, like, no, you can't exit to the floor that it was going to. You just go right back up.
What the f***?
Like, I'll post a picture of this on the Discord, but it, like, literally, it's just like a stairwell that goes down, and then there's a stairwell that goes back up, and there's, like, walls on both sides.
That is so weird. Okay. It's just like Hello Neighbor.
There's a chimney that goes through 3 stories of the house, only to end a few feet from the roof.
What?
Yeah. Like,
but what's the purpose of that chimney then? It's just gonna fumigate the rest of the house on that floor.
That's the mystery nobody knows.
The
and these are just some of them. Like, we could spend an entire episode talking about all the weird shit in this house, but these are the most notable. Like, when people go take a tour, these are the things they want to see, specifically.
Okay, yeah, fair and valid. I mean, that is some weird shit. Gosh,
Yeah.
Can you imagine getting trapped in that in, like, a murder scenario? Like
Trapped in the house?
Yeah, like in a haunted house murder scenario. That would be awful. It would be so confusing. How the hell would you escape the axe murderer then? You wouldn't know.
Maybe she was an axe murderer.
Dun dun dun!
She was like, oh, we killed too many people with the Winchester rifles? I say we didn't kill enough.
Axe time.
I'm gonna go build a house that's really fucking confusing, and I'm gonna lure people in with promise of tea and crumpets, and then I'll murder them when they can't get out.
Play the Shining music. Here's Sarah.
Is the house haunted, though? This is a rhetorical question.
Obviously, yes.
The question of whether the mansion is haunted depends on who you talk to about it. Because there are people who have claimed to have felt Sarah's presence still lingering in the mansion.
Uh-huh.
There are psychics that have been brought in that say they can feel her in the house, but they say it's a good kind of energy that they supposedly get, even if it's kind of a sad kind of energy.
Okay.
There's another presence that visitors claim to have seen is the wheelbarrow ghost.
Wheelbarrow ghost?
Yes. He's believed to be the sport.
Yes, he plays the wheelbarrow sport, where you just pick a wheelbarrow up and load it up with as many pounds as you can haul and just book it. And the winner is determined by who can haul the most pounds in their wheelbarrow the fastest.
It's actually just gardening, but she told him it was a sport.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's this new sport I just invented. You take that wheelbarrow, you go load it up with rocks, and then you bring them over here and dump them. And whoever can dump the most rocks in this rock bed. No, don't want to call it a rock bed, because then it seems like gardening.
This is how you motivate the himbo.
Whoever can dump the most rocks in the point place here wins.
Yay!
Well, what do we win? You get your paycheck. If you beat the others by double what they did, you get their paycheck too.
As a bonus.
That sounds like something that rich people back in the old days would have done.
Honestly, yeah. It's not far off the mark.
Anyway, he is believed to be the spirit of a former loyal employee of Sarah's. Generally, he's dressed in overalls and he carries an old wooden toolbox.
Okay.
But he's also been seen in the basement pushing a wheelbarrow, which is why he's called the wheelbarrow ghost.
Maybe he was burying the bodies of the ex-murdering time.
Maybe. It does say he was loyal.
Yeah, he was a very loyal henchman. His name might have been Igor.
And then a lot of people have talked about having encounters on the third floor where the servants' quarters were. So,
all right.
Because one thing I forgot to mention is that, like, she was a recluse, but she was never alone. Because she always had servants and gardeners and whatnot around. And the carpenters.
You need an army of people to maintain this place. Literally.
Yes.
It's not a one-man job, that house. It's a whole ass subdivision.
Bring in the 8th Infantry Brigade.
Yeah, we need to make food for those ghosts. Put out the offerings or they'll eat your souls. What?
Just the way you said that. You make room for the ghosts now, see? Put out the offerings or they'll eat your souls. Don't want to get your soul eaten.
The 1940s announcers.
She invented, in the early 1900s, she invented the stereotypical radio voice from the 30s and 40s.
There's a reason why the radio demon is the most powerful.
I really want to ask what the f*** you're talking about, but I know it'll just start a 20-minute tangent.
Moving on.
So let's talk about why Sarah built this monstrosity.
I mean, we know why. It's to please the ghosts.
Well, I mean, that's a theory. Because that was never confirmed that all happened. It was just so obviously there is that theory that she was just building shit at random so that it would never stop and she would...
Obviously she failed.
Well, I mean, maybe she just gave up one day.
Yeah, it's like, well, now I've got the arthritis, now I've got the Alzheimer's. Is there a point anymore? Probably not. Let the ghosts take me!
Which, by the way, when she died, construction stopped immediately.
That's hilarious.
So, some say that the labyrinth layout was actually meant to confuse the ghosts.
Okay.
Which would allow Sarah some peace and, a way to get away from them if they ever came after her, since she knew all the secrets of the house, you know?
But the ghosts wouldn't.
There's an alternate theory on the Winchester house's perplexing design that declares that Sarah was actually creating a puzzle full of encryptions inspired by the work of English philosopher Francis Bacon.
Why?
Well, there's speculation that clues to the house's true meaning are hidden in the ballroom, the Shakespeare windows, and the iron gates of the house.
Okay.
This theory suggests that Sarah was a member of a mystic society like the Rosicrucians, which we talked about.
Yeah.
I think in the Holy Grail episode.
Yeah.
Or a secret society like the Freemasons.
Oh ho ho! It all comes back together.
Which we talked about in the Freemasons episode.
Yeah! This is why you have to watch from the beginning so you can understand everything. It all connects.
We'd be a really poor podcast if we had a whole episode about the Freemasons and never mentioned them.
Yeah.
Or possibly she was a part of both.
¿Por qué no los dos? Honestly.
Basically, the way I'm viewing this theory is somebody read the Da Vinci Code and went, that must be it. That's gotta be why she built that f***ing house.
Do-do-do-do-do-do. Yep. That has got to be it entirely. It's just all a big mystery, and if we can just unravel it, we could find the secrets to eternal life.
There are other people who speculate that Sarah was coping with her grief by just keeping busy.
Uh-huh.
Or maybe she was just crazy.
I mean, both are equally valid.
However, Winchester Mystery House historian Janan Bomey, don't know how to pronounce that. It's a weird name. Anyway, she paints a much happier picture. She thinks that the continued renovations reminded Sarah of the good times when she and William built their New Haven home together, and she didn't want to let go of that feeling, so she just kept building.
I mean, yeah, you can get hooked on a feeling. Hooked on a feeling. High from believing.
My feeling.
Yeah.
We're actually done with all of the stuff now.
Okay.
And there's obviously way more to this than just what we've talked about. But I don't think we can get into all of it in just one episode.
Oh, that's fair. Understandable.
We've hit the key points, so
Oh yeah, we hit all the important stuff.
we're just going to leave it at that.
Yeah, and if there's anything else that's relevant, we might bring it up in another episode, maybe? Question mark?
Sure.
Yeah, if something else pops up that we didn't touch on here.
Right. But also, we're going to leave it there because it's time to solve this puzzle. It's time to crack this walnut.
Hee hee hee.
To crack this nut, it's time to...
Uh-huh.
It's time to start the music. It's time to put up
Do-do-do.
lights.
Yep. All right.
On my Muppet Show tonight. Cass.
Yeah?
Cass.
Hi! Chad! What is it?
Cass.
Chad!
I don't know what the f*** we're doing right now.
We're calling each other by our names.
Lay it on me. What's going on here? Why'd she build this house? What is f***ing going on with this crazy
Okay.
mansion?
Well, I do like the theory that she got this seance done and she was trying to, like, build it to keep the ghosts happy and everything. But with it going as far as it did, like, I can't help but think that, you know, maybe she got possessed at one point or another. And, like we were sort of joking about earlier with, like, the Shining music and here's Sarah. Like, that sort of thing happens in big, expansive properties with recluses who are left alone in their grief to go absolutely bonkers.
So you're talking possessed in the sense of, like, you're possessed of an emotion, not, like, literally possessed by a ghost.
Or both! I mean, why not both? Or like, you know how, because Johnny or Jack, whatever the author's name was in The Shining, he got John. Yeah, he got possessed, I do believe, and that's what caused him to go nuts. And, like, there's a theory going around that the Shining universe is connected to the It universe, because, you know, they have The Shining and the theory that the young boy who was a son has The Shining and that was part of it. I haven't actually watched either of these movies, to be fair. I'm completely bullshitting. But but she could be possessed, and she was finally eventually brought down by children who had wandered into her maze-like labyrinthine playhouse of fun and took her down with The Shining.
This is going to be one of those ones where we absolutely agree. I don't know about the possession thing.
Okay.
But I liked our little theory in the earlier.
Yes, in the earlier times.
Earlier in the episode where we were talking about, I think being a recluse, she went insane. She did go crazy.
Yep.
And she decided that if she couldn't have happiness, nobody was going to have happiness. And so she built this crazy labyrinthine house and just started luring people in to kill them.
I mean, it makes sense. That is how grief works, apparently.
And there's one of these days, they're going to discover a catacomb somewhere just full of hundreds of bodies. Servants, gardeners, carpenters, clowns that killed little children.
You'll float too.
Aliens, because
Yep.
we didn't mention aliens in this
No,
episode.
you gotta mention aliens at least once per episode. It's contractually obligated.
Thousands of Winchester rifles.
Just so many rifles. One rifle per ghost.
She was, what are those people called that stock up for the apocalypse?
Apocalypse hoarders?
Doomsday preppers, that's what they're called.
There we go. Yep,
Yeah.
something like that. Yes.
So she's like a doomsday prepper. She's seen the aliens. She knows they're coming back. She's been hoarding thousands of Winchester rifles for the alien invasion. Is this 2 episodes in a row where we mentioned aliens?
I mean, I think we've mentioned aliens every episode.
Well, no, I meant like as an actual theory of ours.
Oh, I have no idea. No, actually, I don't think it would be 2 in a row because last episode was Davy Crockett and we didn't have aliens there.
Right. I was thinking of the joke we made where we were like, Davy Crockett fought off an entire alien invasion by himself.
Because
Anyway.
he's just that badass.
Yeah, I like that theory that she just kind of... And you know what? Maybe she even started the house because of the reading. And
Yeah.
then just went insane and started murdering people in her, like...
Yeah, because of the reading. Who wouldn't go crazy after hearing a reading like that, honestly?
There's like the idea of her being like, I can't have happiness, no one can.
Many a villain has fallen ill to the grief that is.
Why should they be happy?
Yes.
Anything else you want to add?
No, I think this is a fantastic theory, and there's nothing anyone can say that could possibly disprove it.
I mean, you're technically right unless they find evidence that disproves it. But
Yeah.
as of right now...
We are the doctors, the professors, the ones who know it all from Always Right University, where we are always right.
Well, there you have it, mystery solvers. We have solved yet another mystery. If you would like to hear us solve a specific mystery right here on the podcast, I think you know what to do. You can reach out to us at Mysteries Solved Podcast, all one word, at gmail.com. You can find us on Twitter at UMS_podcast, on Facebook at Unsolved Mysteries Solved, on the Facebook group, the Discord server, patreon.com/Unsolved Mysteries Solved. Within the next couple of weeks, there will be a new bonus episode on the Patreon.
Yep.
You can try to beam thoughts directly into our minds, you know, if you want.
Yep. Via The Shining, of course, because we all have it. We're all very traumatized by this last year.
You know, whatever you like. Many ways to contact us, including, as we mentioned last week, our new TikTok page, which is also at Unsolved Mysteries Solved. We do post videos from time to time on there. You can see what we look like.
Yep, Chad more often than me. I just don't have as many opportunities to put on makeup.
But we would also like to ask that if you enjoy the show, please go over to iTunes, leave us a 5-star rating and a glowing review. You know, as I always say, anything less than 5 stars is dead to me, so...
And don't question us, or you will be put down.
Wait, we haven't gone there yet.
Okay.
You don't have to shut up.
Okay.
It's coming. Don't be so impatient to put people down. Nobody's questioned this yet. Anyway, I think that's it, unless Cass has anything to add.
Nope, not this week.
All right. Well, we'll be right back here next Saturday with a brand new mystery to solve. In the meantime, in between time, Cass?
Yes? If you question us, you will be put down. Mercilessly. I get way too excited for this one.
I know, and that was really creepy.
Thank you, it's because I had to hold it in.
You will be put down. Mercilessly. You may not know the things that I'll do to you.
Oh, that's weird.
Well, that's the kind of vibe you were giving off, Cass.
Sorry.
Yeah, so say goodbye, Cass.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now. Thanks for listening. F***ing mole people!
This is Wine, Dine, and Storytime. I'm Nydia.
I'm Dana. I'm Cindy, and we're your hosts.
Have you ruined a family gathering by asking what wine pairs well with eating a husband?
Are you the CEO of TMI? Have you ever been kicked under the table because you brought up your favorite dinner topic, atrocities throughout history? Then this podcast is perfect for you.
Each week, Dana and I share stories based on topics that include true crime, historical shenanigans, unexplained mysteries, and all things fascinating, while our amateur chef Cindy prepares themed dinners and pairs wines based on those topics.
Find us, the Wine, Dine, and Storytime podcast, wherever you listen to podcasts, and give us a follow.